to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Not really. It's raining. 72 degrees going up to a high of 76. And it's going to rain all day long. But it's still beautiful. You know why? Because we're here. That's why it's beautiful. So happy to be here with you this morning. Today is Tuesday, August the 3rd. It was so funny. I was talking to my daughter. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and she's filming. So I told you guys that I was on set on Sunday. I made my debut in her new show coming out. It's called Dating Amari, and I played Madam Abdallah, and I am a tarot card reader. But anyway, she had somebody who needs to shoot like on the 15th, and she's like, "That's too long." I was like, "Girl, that's next Sunday," and she was like, "No." I said, "Yep, it doesn't seem like it, but next Sunday is the 15th of August. It's crazy. I feel like time is flying." She's like, "Oh my God, that is the 15th. As a matter of fact, that's going to be perfect." I said, "See?" Because she was saying, "I think I might have to recast for that part because the person can't shoot it." He said he can't shoot to the 15th. I was like, "That's next week." Like, "No, that's not next week." "Yep, it's next Sunday." She thought about it. I was like, "Oh my God, it really is next Sunday." So time is flying. Doesn't wait for anyone. But anyway, glad you're here with me this morning. Today is National Georgia Day. Woo-hoo, shout out to Georgia. All my Georgia peeps out there. It's National Georgia Day. It's also National Watermelon Day, which is what I had for breakfast. It was so crazy. I was like, I had watermelon for breakfast. It's also National Grab Some Nuts Day, which I do that pretty much every day. Like, I love nuts. And it's also National Night Out. So National Night Out, I don't know. I'm wondering are they going to be doing anything for National Night Out here? Because they like to do events, but it's raining. It's supposed to rain all day long. Like, it's going to be like, by the nighttime, 19%, but right now, 51% chance of rain all day. So it's going to rain all day. Anyway, let's get on with the horoscopes because today is Talk Tech Tuesday. So, I'll be bringing on my good friend Chris Hood. We're going to be talking tech today. I'm excited about that. He's going to be talking about SEO. How to use SEO to help you grow your business, which is a great thing. A lot of times, we get stuck in trying to figure out what to do next, how to do it next. So I'm happy to bring on people who know how to help you do that in your space. I've been doing this a long time, and I realize there's some things that I just don't know, even though I've been in this space for a very long time. And people like Chris come on and share their information, wisdom, and knowledge freely, and so I'm glad to have him on today. So at 10:30, if you can't make it through the rest of the show, just know at 10:30 we'll be recording that segment, Talk Tech Tuesday. And listen, if you miss a show, don't worry about it. All the shows are recorded, and all you got to do is go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. All right, let's get on with our horoscopes. Brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thompson for today, Tuesday, August the 3rd. Yes, it's August the 3rd. I know, I can't even believe it myself. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Make residential changes that will lift your spirits. Use discretion in your dealings and refrain from making verbal promises of any kind. Emotional relationships will be plentiful if you attend group activities. Listen, making some residential changes is going to lift your spirits. You may need your spirits lifted today. Make some residential changes. Do some things. I'm in the process of making some residential changes myself. And you know what? At first, I was a little sad. But on the flip side, I'm a little bit more excited now as time gets closer. I've been here in this house for 8 years, and now it's a big house, y'all. And it's just 3 of us in this big old house. So we're going to be making some residential changes real soon. And first, I was a little bit sad. Then I got to the point I was like, you know what? A change will do me good. Change will do me good. So I'm excited about that. Taurus, your temper could get the better of you if you confront your personal situations. Call someone you haven't seen in a long time. Home improvements. Your home improvement appears to be a little shaky. All right, listen, what you over there? You done tore up something that you can't fix, Taurus. Your home improvement is a little bit shaky. Call an expert. Listen, don't keep messing up stuff. Call an expert. People, I'm going to do it myself. I'm a DIY. I ain't no DI nothing, not when it comes to home improvement. Call an expert. Let them come in and handle that. Because what you're doing right now is a little shaky. I'm just trying to help you out. Save you some time. Save you some money. Just trying to help you because you're going to mess it up worse. Gemini. Avoid being overly opinionated or you will alienate your friends. Empty promises will cause confusion. Changes at home might be Fast and Furious. Oh man, it's all about the home today. That's like the third horoscope I done read about something about home. So it's all about the household today. All right, listen, the stars are talking. Check out the home front. You know, changes at your home, Gemini, may come fast and furious. Whew, watch out now. Cancer, here we go again. If you can, try to work out of your home today. Travel will be favorable. Dig deep to find out how costly a new venture will be before you sign on the dotted line. Dig real deep. Listen, Cancer, if you're thinking about doing anything, any venture that's going to cost you money, dig deep as you can go. And if you find something that you don't understand, consult a professional. That's always the best thing to do. Do not try to go on Google and learn it on your own when you really don't understand it. Consult a professional. If you're really talking about getting into a venture, consult a professional. Make sure they read between the dot line, because 9 times out of 10 they can see things that you can't see because you don't have a trained eye for that. So dig deep, but consult a professional if you don't know. Leo, don't forget to let your mate know how much you care. Work quietly behind the scenes for the best results. You must try and lay your cards on the table. Talk to your mate and tell them how you feel. Listen, talk to your mate. Let them know how much you care. Talk to them, tell them how you feel. Put your cards on the table, Leo. You stop being shut off. Today is not to put them out. Spread them out. Put them out there. Let them know how you feel. Let them know how much you care. That's important. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes you just gotta tell them, hey, I love you. Yep. Virgo, you may not want to spend time around family or your home. There go another home one. You need to be sure that you aren't in your present relationship because it's convenient. Control your temper by getting immersed in your work. Listen, you feel like you about to get mad, Virgo. Control your temper. Get immersed in your work. Do that kind of thing. All right? Dive deep into your work. This is going to take your mind off the fact that you're pissed off right now. I understand. I go through that sometimes. And when I work, my work takes my mind off a lot of stuff. It really, really does. All right, listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. So stay tuned.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Do you still love me the game? I know I don't. You cast your soul and now and under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I never love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this isn't a meaning. Set your mind free. Made a promise to myself. This time I will keep it. Where there's a will, there's a way. With every time we carry fear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see it. Brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know we should. You cast your spell and now we're under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself
welcome back. I woke up this morning with that song on my mind. Like, I was like, that's the first song I'm playing today. I don't know why that was on my mind this morning, so I woke up like that. Anyway, I'm your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the Daily Horoscopes, brought to you by Notary Astrologer Micah Thyssen. We're going to pick it up with Libra. I was about to say Aries. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Empty promises are evident. You could come into money, however, perhaps not under the best circumstances. Ooh. Your partner may not understand your mood swings, but if you're willing to communicate, a lot of grief can be avoided. Man, you know, you want to come into money, but when you come into money not under the best circumstances, that's a little, ooh. You know, I just feel like that's just, ooh, you know, anyway. I mean, I guess you got to be grateful. Scorpio, delve a little deeper if you really want to know the score. Erratic behavior may confuse others, and mood swings may result in isolation. Sudden good fortune will help you cover your debts. Listen, there you go, getting some money, Scorpio. Sudden good fortunes. I hope you come into it in a better way, though. You know, some sudden good fortunes going to help. Listen, anytime you can get enough money to cover your debts, you're good. You're good. So God bless you. Sagittarius, get them to pitch in if you need help. Opportunities for romance will develop through group endeavors. However, the association is likely not to last. Yeah, diplomacy will be your utmost importance today. So you're going to fall, you're going to have a little romance going on, but it's not going to last. It's just a fling. Hopefully it's a fling with a single person. Somebody that's not in a situation. You know, hopefully it's not a fling and it's not going to last because it's, you know, they're in a situation. I'm just hoping for you, Sagittarius. Capricorn, you can clear up important legalities and sign contracts today. You'll find it difficult to control your emotions. Your hard work will pay off. Advancement looks promising. Yes, listen, people have been paying attention. Trust me, people are watching you when you don't think they're watching you. They just are. You don't think they're watching you. So people have paid attention to your hard work, Capricorn. Now it's going to pay off. Kudos to you. Aquarius, don't count your chickens before they hatch. You need to spend some time reflecting on past experiences and involvements. Resist idle chatter. Listen, don't count your chickens before they hatch. You know that old saying, don't count your chickens before they hatch. I think I was talking to my daughter the other day. I was like, yeah, I don't count money that ain't in the bank. I just don't. If the money has to come until it's in my hand, I don't count it. So that's what they mean when they say don't count the chickens before they hatch. Don't think something is happening before it actually happens. Let it happen. Now you know for sure. Right? However, on the flip side of that, that's where faith comes in. So don't count your chickens, but have faith. Just have faith knowing it's going to happen, but don't bank on it happening. Just have faith. Detach yourself from it. That's important because sometimes you can have faith, right? And then you go out and let's say, for instance, you think you're going to get some money. You have faith you're going to get the money, but then you go out and you buy like a car, and then all of a sudden the money doesn't come. Doesn't come. You counted your chickens before they hatch. The money's not there. Now you're stuck with a car. I'm just trying to help you out. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Relationships will form if you get out and do things that you enjoy. All right now. You will find the excitement gratifying. You can make gains if you work in conjunction with others. Collaboration, y'all. Now, if you single fish out there, you got to get out and do some things that you enjoy if you want to form some new relationships. Now, romantic relations for the single fish. For the other fish that are in situations, you just might want to get some friends. You know, friends, just regular friends. No friends with benefits, just friends. You know, but you got to get out and do things that you like, and that's important. I'm gonna make a list of once I make this move, because I gotta make this move. I dread packing, y'all. Lord have mercy, I dread packing, but I gotta pack. Once I make this move, I'm gonna make a list of all the things that I like to do, and not trust me, my weekends are gonna be filled with fun. They are. They really are, and I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, you can make gains if you work in conjunction with others. I was on a call yesterday with someone who does film production. Of course, I do distribution of content. Like I have the whole TV network, and I was like, "Listen, we could probably collab because you do production. She may need some, distribution for her and her clients, and I need, clients for my distribution. So we're working on collaboration." What I will tell you, and I think I said this yesterday, there's no such thing as self-made, and so in order for you to move anywhere, you're gonna have to get some help. So collaborations and working together to make things happen is a good thing if you got the right partners. Let me just throw that in there. You got to have the right partners. All right. So all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thotson. Now let's get on to some news you can use. So we had a visitor. Yep, we had a visitor. So the U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra pointed to the latest rise of COVID-19 cases and hospitalization yesterday and said it is evidence of the need for people to get vaccinated against the disease if they haven't done so already. So he was here with Representative Callan Bardot, hosted by Norcross Cultural Arts Center yesterday. He was here. They was talking about, the health, what's going on right now with COVID. Like we are it's almost like we did a 360. Like we were doing good. And then all of a sudden, the Delta variant came out, and now it's like we're sliding backwards. It's like we're backsliding. Anyway, Becerra participated in a 30-minute roundtable discussion that U.S. Representative Callan Bardot was hosting yesterday. The meeting gave Becerra a chance to speak in person with local health officials and groups that have been trying to work on outreach to get people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Some people just don't want to get vaccinated, and I was one of those people. But when it touched me so many times in my family and my life, I know my mom would definitely want me to do that. And I, unfortunately, I got it. But gratefully, I survived. My mom did not. My uncle did not. My best man in my wedding did not. And my good friend, Derrick, did not. So none of them were able to beat COVID-19. And so, I tell people get vaccinated, and if not to protect you, protect your family, because you don't want to be a carrier. You don't want to carry something that you can't get rid of, and I've lived through this crazy thing and it has hurt my heart deeply. So I'm going to tell people to get vaccinated now to help you, to protect your family and friends. But anyway, he was there yesterday with Callan Bardot talking about, why people should get vaccinated. If you want to read the whole story, go to GwinnettDailyPost.com. The whole entire story is there. And you can read more about that story and what he's saying, So listen, it's so funny. I watch this show. I watch a couple shows. One is a show where they're mining for jade, and the other show they're mining for what was the other one? One is jade for sure, and there's another one. I can't think of the name, but these like shows where they're mining like out in Nevada in the desert, and they're like jade mines, all these different kind of mineral mines, and they're making a ton of money, right? So one day I was watching the show and I said, I wonder, does Georgia have anything like any minerals that you can dig for? Well, apparently there are some gold mines right here in Gwinnett County. Yep. A new park in a former gold mining town will encourage visitors to pan for information while strolling through nature. Yeah. So I'm like, really? So anyway, anyone who visits the 9.2 acre gold mine park will be able to view the entrance to one of the city's mines shaft and learn about the days of panning for gold in Sugar Hill. So the gold is in Sugar Hill. Yes. So Sugar Hill has close to 25,000 residents. Now here's the thing. I didn't know, because I was looking. I was like, I know we have to have had some kind of minerals around here. It was gold and it was in Sugar Hill. I'm just telling y'all. Not Sugar Hill. People want to dig up. I wonder if anybody ever dig in Sugar Hill, in the past 100 years and find any gold. Anyway, the city plans to break ground on the park this month. The park will open by spring 2022 at the latest, though officials hope to open for guests by December this year. I want to go see, can I dig for some gold? That's what I want to go. I need to go find me a nugget. Can you dig in the park? Or they don't have a digging section? I don't know. Anyway, so early settlers of Sugar Hill started panning for gold in the early 1800s. The activity peaked in the late 1800s before slowing down around the 1950s. All right, so they were digging for gold in 1950. All right, I just said that, right? I wonder where they digging for gold like in the last 100 years. They said, from what we can tell, nobody got rich from mining for gold in Sugar Hill. In most cases, mine operators were local families. I think it was an additional way to augment their income, and they made from farming. But anyway, did they have the tools that we have right now? I think I want to go gold mining. Yeah, they was like Sugar Hill, they gold mine. They did a little mining, but nobody ever got rich. All right, so I guess there's no gold really in Sugar Hill. Is there sugar in Sugar Hill? I know. There's a big picture of a hole in Sugar Hill. So listen, y'all go to Gwinnett, AJC.com for this one. This one's on AJC.com. And, yeah, they talking about some quartz. Wait a minute. The mine is carved into a quartz vein. Hold up. They got quartz? You know, I went to go buy some. Oh, they got quartz. Who are these people? Ooh, I got to go back and read that whole story. But listen, check the story out. It's on AJC.com. I went to go buy some quartz one day. I went to a mineral store because, you know, quartz is in your watch, right? It kind of holds the time for you and things like that. And so quartz is in your cell phone. Like, people don't know that, but quartz is on a lot of the things, probably in the computers and things like that. But people who are spiritual and they study spirituality and consciousness and awareness and all that, you know, we have minerals. Like, I have minerals everywhere. I got minerals all over my house. So, see, that's a mineral. And so I have to sit this on the left side. This is also a mineral. I have them all over the house. They're everywhere. Like, look, they're everywhere. Citrine is for abundance. I got citrine around my neck. I wear citrine around my neck. So I have stones and crystals and minerals everywhere. But I wanted a big piece of quartz. And I went to go buy a piece. That freaking quartz was like $100 and something. I was like, what? So I wound up getting this piece. And I think I paid, for this piece, $22 for this piece. If I'm not mistaken. I think but the piece I wanted was bigger and taller. And so it was about, I want to say $100 and something. So some of those stones are very expensive. So anyway, I said all that to say they were like, I just saw in that article on AJC that they were mining for quartz. So quartz is good too now. Let me just say, go on over there and get you some. Quartz holds information. So everything I've been talking about sitting here with my stone is probably in there. And one day, when I'm probably gone and we go to Mars and they figure out all the technology that the aliens have, you know, yeah, y'all can say what you want to say, it's real. They gonna take my stone and they probably can run it through their system and remember everything I just said. They probably can see my face and everything, all that good stuff. I know that sounds like woo woo and way out there, but I believe that stuff is gonna happen one day. I won't be here to see it though, but I believe it's gonna happen. Central Gwinnett High School Principal Shane Orr views the Lawrenceville-based school's new School of Arts as a kind of like being a certain 1980 TV show about performing arts students. All right. But there's no stick welding, Debbie Allen, and around to demand dancing. So yeah, I'm sure that's a beautiful school. I think I'm gonna go visit. So Central Gwinnett School of Arts is preparing to open its doors to students. Oh, I think I want to go visit. I bet it's so nice. I remember the first time I went to go visit Discovery High School. It was so freaking nice. I was like, this is the most beautiful high school I've ever seen. Now, my brother went to Buford High School about a week ago, and he's like, Orge, that school is ridiculously beautiful. And I know it is. Like, they spent $85 million on Buford High School. I was like, $85 million? It's like a little mini college campus. But I know the School of Art probably is very, very nice. And because I'm in the media space and film and TV space, I'm going to go over there and find out how we could probably do some work together, like some collaboration. So it's the school within a school. Performing Arts School will officially open its doors at Central Gwinnett High School tomorrow. Yep, it's going to open tomorrow. The Arts Center School is in partnership with Gwinnett County Public Schools, the City of Lawrenceville, and the Aurora Theater to teach students in a professional style setting how to dance, play an instrument, act, paint, or even make pottery. Will they let me make pottery? That would be nice. Yep. So anyway, that school is going to open up. That's probably a beautiful school too, y'all. For more information about that story, go to GwinnettDailyPost.com. You can see more about Central Gwinnett School of Arts. I think that's probably beautiful. I'm probably going to take a trip over there one day and check it out. All right, I'm on to another song, and I'll be right back after this song. And by that time, my good friend Chris will probably be here, and we're going to get ready to kick off Talk Tech Tuesday, so stay tuned.
What's left of me?
Welcome back. Welcome back. So listen, guys, it's that time. It's that time to bring in my good friend Chris Hood. We're gonna talk tech. Yep, we're gonna talk tech and how to help you grow your business. So let's bring Chris right on in. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how are you doing, Audrey?
I'm good. It's been a long time, man. How you doing?
Just staying busy. It's been wide open over here, which has been fantastic. But it's always a pleasure to be back on the in the studio and talking all the great web stuff with you and our listeners.
Well, thank you so much. I was on a call this morning. It was so funny because I do an 8:00 call every morning, and it was a young lady on there. She was talking to entrepreneurs about starting their business, and she said one of the things we want to do, we want to grow too quickly, and you got to do it in steps. But I think for a lot of people, they just don't know what steps to take when it comes to growing. And for me, I have started to think, first I used to be like, I want to be everywhere. I want to be all over the world. And I was like, you know what? Let me just start right where I am. Like, there is 1 million people in Gwinnett County, and a bunch of those are business owners. At least 60,000 of them are business owners. And then forget about the metro. So why not start in your backyard? So I'm glad you're here today to talk tech with us. And we're going to talk SEO. And we're going to tell people how to start where they are with the tools that you're going to share with them. So let's jump right on in. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, well, first, man, you brought up a really great thing that I think as an entrepreneur and a business owner, we all struggle with at some point, which is, growth. Like, how do we achieve it? How do we maintain it? How much is too much?
Right.
And that kind of plays, into, our identity as a business.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try to be everything to everybody. And, the initial thought is, hey, I'm in startup mode. I've got to go out and capture everything I can,
Yep.
And a lot of times what that we fall into this trap of trying to be everything to everyone and overextending and not defining exactly who we are, who we want to go after, who our ideal customer is, what our core competencies and offerings should be, and I think it's something that we all struggle with at some point or another. And the I guess the takeaway is you take the time to figure out who you are as a business and what you want to be remembered for and what problems you're out there to solve. And anything that doesn't fit in whatever that definition is, figure out how to either not outsource it, but I guess find a good partner to refer people to.
Yeah.
Or figure out, is there a way that I can successfully integrate, this other thing into my business? And if there's not, if it doesn't align with your North Star as a business, then ultimately to maintain our integrity as service providers, we have to be able to say no, which is kind of painful.
It's very painful.
And I know it sounds like kind of rambling on a tangent here, but it really kind of ties in with what I wanted to talk about today with paid search marketing.
Because before we jump in, I want to say this real quick, and it's so funny that this is how we start this segment off, because Chris and I have had this conversation plenty of times, right? He and his team did a lot of work on my website, and I love podcasting, y'all. I really do. But I love business too, and I love talking to entrepreneurs. I love that, right? And so I said to Chris, I said, yeah, but I want to focus on the business piece of it. So I was trying to squeeze the business part into the podcast page, right? It really doesn't fit. Not really. And Chris was like, well, we got to focus on the North Star. And I was like, yep. And I was finding it really hard to separate my love of podcasting with my love of entrepreneurship. And I was trying to match them together. And so Georgette said to me yesterday, we did the show, and Georgette comes on Monday. She does the word of the week. There was a young lady who I had taught years ago. She was a teenager. Now she's a grown woman. And she came into the chat and she said, I started a business. And so I found myself, Chris, spending 30 minutes on what I do all the time, telling her about what she needs to be doing in the business space and how she needs to be doing and where she needs. It was like 30 minutes of just that in the show. It was crazy. And I was like, I know tomorrow is Talk Tech Tuesday and I talk business on Tuesday. So Georgette said to me once we got finished, she said, Audrey, that's what you love. She said, it always goes back to business. I don't care what you're talking about. And it really does. And you and I have had this conversation. And you talked to me about my North Star. And I think that's so important because I've wasted plenty of money on paid advertisement because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put an ad out there and I'm going to drop it to this website and hope that something happens. And let me tell y'all something. Nothing happened. Not one thing. So I just wasted a lot of money. So I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like God is sending me. He sent Georgette he sent the young lady yesterday. Then he sends Georgette to tell me. Now he's sending you, and you're saying the exact same thing that I just heard that you and I have had this conversation about. So I'm doing some things. I'm doing some changes, making some things different, and I'll probably be doing a little bit different things. I'm never gonna stop doing Good Morning Gwinnett unless somebody spend $5 million and buy it from me. Hey, you $5 million, you got it? Holla at your girl. In the meantime. Let's talk about paid advertising because I wasted a lot of money not really having a defined audience and just kind of putting up something that looked beautiful, but there was no intention behind it. There was like, I just need to make some money, so I'm gonna do this thing, and then nothing happens.
Right, and what happens and what we see a lot of times, business owners they want to jump into paid search because everybody, colleagues. Agencies, marketers, Google, they tell you that the paid search is a great way to capture traffic and eyeballs and clients right now. The problem there comes in exactly what we're talking about when you're spread too thin and you're trying to be everything to everybody. It really dilutes your message. Not only in you scrambling to do all these different things across all these different types of tasks and services and things like that, but also in the type of traffic that you're trying to bring in to your website. And ultimately, the only people that win in that particular scenario are going to be the company that you're paying for traffic with, whether it's Google or Bing or Facebook or whoever. They're gladly going to take your money and take it to the bank, and they'll send you all the traffic that they can, that you're willing to pay for. But if we're not staying tightly targeted and highly relevant with our ads and our targeting and the landing pages that we're sending people to, then we dilute our effectiveness on being able to capture the right people at the right time in their buying cycle and make sure that we answer all their questions, pre-qualify them as a lead, and get them into our system so that we can actually close a deal or make a sale or sell a widget online, whatever our goal is. So it's important that we spend some time to really define who we want to attract and what problems we want to solve for them. And paid search is great for that, so long as we do a bit of research up front and take the time to build out the account right. Make sure that we're adhering to all best practices that are out there, which change constantly. I know for the last couple of months we've talked a lot about search engine optimization, finding traffic and getting people to come to our website or to call us through organic efforts with content. Paid search is another way that we can bring traffic and eyeballs and potential clients to the website, where with organic efforts, we're optimizing our content, and let's think of that as kind of our long-term strategy on building branding and awareness and visibility. Paid search traffic is where we can go to providers like Google or Bing or Facebook or any number of other advertising platforms and say, hey, I'm willing to buy traffic to my website based on my target audience, what their interests are, different demographic data sets or keywords that they search when they go to a search engine like Google.com. And we tell these providers that, hey, I'm willing to pay X number of dollars per month for people in this area who are looking for these types of things or are interested in these types of things. And because we're paying for that traffic, we don't want to cast such a wide net trying to be everything to everybody. We want to make sure that our dollars are actually being effective, and we're only bringing in the people that are actually going to take action on our website and give us a call or fill out a form or complete a checkout or something like that. So, otherwise, we just spend up more money.
So, Chris, that's a good point. But I think let me just ask you. So, there's so many platforms that you can advertise on right now. They're like, I'm working with a client right now, and he truly wants to be on television. So, even with me trying to find the perfect company to get him on TV, it's like, okay, it's like 100 companies. Like, so I'm on calls like this one, that one, and so. How do you know which platform is best for your business? Is it a such thing as even knowing which platform is best for your business? Because you can spend a lot of money. Like, I remember when Google first started allowing you to buy ads, right? And I went in there and I set up an AdSense account. And I think, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm talking about, this was years when they first started. And I got this humongous bill and I almost had a heart attack. Like, what in the heck? Because I didn't know what I was doing. Is Google still the best place? Is Facebook the best place? Is Instagram? Is TikTok? Is Spot? It's so many places. How do you even... First of all, you got to figure out who you're talking to. Then you got to figure out where to advertise once you figure out who you're talking to. How do you know?
So a lot of that's going to come back down to our research and understanding, who our audience is and where they spend their time. If I'm say I'm a contractor, that does kitchen and bathroom remodeling. And, I know automatically that my target audience is going to be, a homeowner, right? Mm-hmm. But also, within a certain age range, certain amount of income, certain location. And there's going to be all different types of or facets to this ideal customer profile that I need to build out. And based on all those different elements that build up my ideal customer profile, then I can go and start looking at the different ad platforms and say, and asking, okay, so whose audience best matches my personal ideal customer profile? Mm-hmm. If I'm a contractor doing remodeling work, then it may be that Google and possibly Facebook are going to be my two biggest opportunities for finding good clients. If I'm in professional services, doing business consulting, or accounting services or things like that, then I've got to run through the same process. I've got to build out my ideal customer profile and see who I want to offer my services to. And for accounting and other business services, LinkedIn might actually be a better spot for me to go at, and advertise in. If I'm wanting to be on TV, because I find that my audience tends to watch more television for whatever reason, then I may want to look at YouTube as my platform of choice for advertising, or getting on Roku and Sling and all these other Hulu even, they have their own advertising platform. So if I wanted to get into TV broadcast, I would look at those channels to run my ads. If my audience was primarily people who listen to podcasts, then maybe I want to consider Spotify and Pandora, or some of those channels to run my ads as well. So it's kind of a tricky question to answer, what advertising platform do I look at? But ultimately it's going to boil down to, where are my users at? If my particular audience doesn't go to Google to search for stuff, then it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to spend money there.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And it's so funny as you were talking, and I was thinking about that. In my attempt to make a pivot real soon, Google is exactly where I need to be advertising. Like, I thought about that as you were talking, and I was like, I guarantee that my audience is on Google searching for this information. I already know, like, because I'm a Googler. Like, I don't go to Facebook and search for anything, So now I realize I'm just wasting money. I'm just wasting a lot of money when I'm over there, because that's not my audience. They're on Google because they need to understand and know something, or they're on YouTube because they want to learn something. And so that makes perfect sense. And it's so funny because Chris sent me a PDF document, and it was, remember the document you sent me to define who my avatar was?
Yep.
That is a great document, y'all. And it helps you identify who you need to be talking to. Now, here's the sad part. I didn't even fill it out. I printed it out. I was like, I'm going to get to it, because I felt like, well, I know I'm on the path. I'm doing the podcast. That's what I'm doing. And when I tell y'all, internally, spiritually, I struggle, because I know I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. I know me personally. Someone said to me, she's an attorney. She charges $15,000 for her program, right? She's like, I just can't talk to startups. And I was like, really? Why not? You can help. But that's not her personality. My personality is I'm the person that helps startups. I'm the one that's going to hold a hand and rub the shoulder. She's not that person. And she's like, I don't talk to them because they don't have any money to pay me $15,000. And she's an attorney, but she has a business consulting company too. And I was like, well, I like talking to startups because I need to help them think outside. She's like, well, you talk to startups, and I'm going to talk to these people over here. Now, here's the crazy part, Chris, because as an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, well, she's getting $15,000. Like, I shouldn't be talking to them either, right? But then you're not in your authentic place. And so even if you try to talk to the client that she's talking to, it's not going to work because that's not your authentic place. My authentic place is really helping. And I had to go back and look at all the people that I help. And it's really women who have no clue. They just have great ideas on how to start. So I know for me, even though Facebook is like, go get on Facebook, I'm sure Google is going to be the best place for me to run an ad. So now when you start to think about running ads, how do you set a budget? Let's say Google. I'm a small business consultant helping new entrepreneurs. How do I know how much money to spend? Because on Facebook you can spend $5, and you think, okay, I can spend $5, and then you've heard people say don't spend $5. I heard a young lady who do Facebook marketing. She said you can spend $1. I'm like, $1? Then I heard people say don't spend less than $100. So how do you know how much money to spend when you, let's say Google? If I'm setting up a Google campaign, how much money should I allocate towards that ad?
Absolutely. So that's another very, very tricky, hairy question. And it's something that we get constantly. A lot of business owners will come to me and say, "Oh, I'm spending $200 here, or I'm spending $100 there," but I don't feel like I'm getting a whole lot for it. And how to determine that budget? Is that enough? Well, there's a couple of things we need to look at. First off, we need to do some research and figure out what keywords matter most to my business. And what I mean by that is, what are users going to go to Google for and search for that I should show up for? And we recommend advertising for all the keywords that are relevant for your business, whether that's a list of 15 or 500. It all is going to depend on the services that you offer, your total advertising budget, and how many people, and this is key, how many people are searching for those keywords. Some keywords have a higher, what they call cost per click, which means that's the actual amount that you're going to pay Google whenever somebody does a search for that keyword and clicks on your ad. Now, you only pay whenever somebody clicks on your ad. So your ad can show hundreds of thousands of times per month, but if you only get 5 clicks, you're only going to pay, for those 5 clicks. And say the keywords that triggered your ad sell for $1 a piece or $1 per click, then ultimately you're only going to pay $5. But going back to determining what your budget should be, there's a few things we need to look at. First, we need to figure out what our keyword list is. What are we going to target for showing our ads to people? And once we have that initial list of or ideas of keywords, then we need to look at how many clicks or how many searches, are being performed in the area that I want to advertise in. We can get very hyper specific with where we show our ads. For instance, someone who owns a salon and spa in Gwinnett County probably doesn't want to advertise nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
They want to advertise just in Gwinnett, probably not even all of Gwinnett, probably honestly within maybe a 5 to 10 mile radius of their brick and mortar business. So we have to go and use some tools like Google has a great keyword planner tool that will allow you to do some research and forecasting to determine how many people within a certain area are actually performing searches for the keywords that you want to target. And you can play around with some numbers once you have that list together and once you define your the area that you want to target. You can play around with things like, what's the maximum amount that I want to pay for a click? Do I want to pay up to $5 for a click through to my website? And using that forecast, the keyword planner tool, you can kind of forecast and determine that, hey, there's, based on this list of keywords and the area that I want to target, there are 15,000 people per month that search for these items. And if I get 5% of those clicks from that 15,000 at whatever my cost per click is going to be, then that's going to cost me an estimated $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month. It depends on the cost of the individual click per keyword, and that's going to vary from industry to industry, competitiveness of the keyword. Give you an example. A lot of product-based keywords, on average, go for around $2 to $2.50 per click for a product. So like a widget. In the you were talking about lawyers, your lawyer friend a second ago. That is actually the most expensive category of keywords in terms of cost per click.
Wow.
Doing a search for attorney near me or lawyer near me is going to cost that advertiser somewhere in the neighborhood of about $75 or more.
Wow.
Per click.
Wow.
Woo. So what your industry you're in, what you're advertising, along with the location that you're advertising to, and the number of people who are actually performing searches for those keywords, that's really what's going to determine your budget. We recommend to really make a ad account effective. We really got to be spending somewhere, ideally, in the neighborhood of $1,500 or more per month for a couple of reasons. It's true that Google only requires you spend $25 a month to keep an account active and open. There are certain things that have to happen each week, each month, each quarter to maintain and optimize an account, to make sure that we are advertising effectively, that we're not paying for junk traffic or irrelevant clicks. All of those optimizations, though, we have to do based on data. We can only collect a certain amount of data if we're only spending $25 a month. So we can't, it's going to take us a very, very, very long time to accumulate enough data about who's performing the clicks on our ads, who's coming to our website, who isn't and converting, to be able to make changes to optimize the account. So we have to, if we can collect more data quicker by increasing our budget, say spending, instead of that $25 a month, we're spending, 500 to, 1,000 or more, ideally, again, somewhere in that 1,500 or more range. Then we can collect data about our clickers quicker, so that we can start making rapid adjustments to optimize the account, to trim out any fat from people who maybe we're getting a lot of traffic but nothing's actually happening. They're coming to the website, but they're not buying anything. They're not calling us, things like that. Well, with a higher budget, we can actually analyze more people quicker and be able to say, okay, well, this segment of users doesn't make it to the contact us page, or they, this segment of users only visits 2 pages of our website and then leaves. So we can start turning down, the amount of money that we're spending on that segment of users, so that we can kind of funnel our budget to the segments of users that do actually purchase. So again, it's kind of a difficult question to answer. How much money do we need? But I would encourage anybody to really, really go aggressive and work with somebody who can actually help you with the optimization side of it, if that's something that you're not comfortable with, so that you can get the account to actually perform the way it should faster, rather than just spending $50 a month getting no real return. And ultimately you're going to get frustrated. You're going to say, why the heck am I spending all this money with Google? They're not getting me anything. Well, there's a little more to it to get an account profitable and effective, than just kind of barely turning on the tap, so to speak.
So now, when the person is listening to you, like you said, it's $1,500 a month. How long should they plan to spend that $1,500? Can they downsize? Like once they get the data that they need, can they like downsize now the ad spend, or do they keep it at that point? And how long should they run that? Is it 3-month campaign, 6 months? Ooh. Yeah, all the hard questions, right?
So again, that's really going to vary on what our goals and our objectives are for the account. If it's a seasonal thing, like say we want to promote an item that we only sell during the winter, then obviously as soon as that season is over, we can turn down how much we're spending. Or if there's other like contributing factors at play that dictate fluctuations in how much we advertise as a whole. But there's also some interesting stuff that goes along with that too. So paid search versus SEO. A lot of people say, hey, I invest a lot in SEO. I don't need paid search, or I don't want to spend money on ads. Or I do this other thing, so I don't want to spend money on this. And a lot of people have a lot of different reasons for justifying the decisions that they make, which is fine. We recommend SEO and paid search to really be thought of as 2 separate marketing channels that really need to work together. And what's interesting with paid search and SEO is, if SEO is our long-term game, is how SEO is definitely a profitable marketing investment, definitely great for increasing branding and awareness for a business, and over time has a huge snowball effect for us. However, it can take, as we talked about in the past episodes, it can take, 6 weeks, a couple of months, or so to really start seeing some measurable results from SEO, because of how search engines work and the nature of content marketing and optimization and just getting search engines to come back and index your website. Paid search, on the other hand, we can get traffic from those same search engines today for any number of keywords that we want to advertise for. Depending on how competitive our market is, it's entirely possible that we may have a very, very difficult time ranking for specific keywords that are relevant to our business. So we can supplement with paid search to immediately start pulling in traffic for those searches that we can't rank for organically. Over time, what we'll see is our brand gets bigger. We get more well-known. We get more established as a company and as a brand, both in our brick and mortar, real world, as well as online. And a lot of businesses over time, say after they run ads for 6 months or so, they start seeing a continual increase in traffic and conversions and revenue. They can actually dial back their paid search a little bit because a lot of their SEO efforts are starting to catch on and really pick up traction. However, a lot of companies, what they'll do is when their organic or social or whatever other marketing channels they're doing online start to pick up and take traction, they will, instead of dialing back their budget in paid search, they will simply redirect and funnel that money into either a new vertical market or trying to capture some traffic from additional keywords that they haven't tried to capture traffic with before. So how long should you run a campaign? I would recommend as long as your doors are open.
Yeah.
And it's, but again, there's no cookie cutter answer to that, because it's really going to be determined by what are your business goals for this month, this quarter, this year, and how are we trying to support those goals with what we're doing with paid search, and has an initiative ended that we can either turn off paid search completely for that type of work, or we can either dial it back and reinvest into something new or something different that we haven't before. So again, I know it's not a great direct answer, and hey, you only got to do this for 6 months and you're done. But it's going to be different for from one business to the next, and really, I would say, if you're going to go in and do paid search marketing, expect to stay with it for at least 6 months, because there's going to be a ramp up period, where it's going to take a few weeks to really understand who's clicking our ads and what actions they're taking on the website, and optimizing, for the keywords that we're bidding on, the ads that we're showing, and the landing pages that we send people to. Because all of those things are going to need to be tweaked along the way. Paid search is not a set it and forget it type strategy at all. In addition to adjusting keyword bids, we also periodically need to go in and revise our ad text. Maybe we're using some phrasing in our ad that doesn't resonate well with our customers. Once we start collecting some of that data from the people who are clicking our ads, we'll be able to determine that, and we can go in and say, we tried this ad and it's not working. We're getting a lot of clicks, but nobody's doing anything, or we're getting a lot of impressions. Which is an impression is when our ad actually shows to somebody. A click is when they actually click on the ad and come to our website. So maybe our ad is being shown a lot, but nobody's clicking on it because of some wording or phrasing or something in the ad. So as a digital marketer, we need to be testing that. Yeah. We need to be running several different versions of an ad and seeing which one actually performs best for our users. And then periodically, we need to go in and we need to try new ads. Yeah. And same with our landing pages. The landing page that we send people to on our website is just as important as the ad itself, if not even more so. We need to make sure that we're not sending people all to the home page, because our home page, that's our pretty page where we try to, again, kind of be everything to everybody and tell everybody, give them our elevator pitch about everything that we do. If we're running an ad on a specific service like business consulting, I don't want to send people to my homepage. I want to send them to a landing page that talks all about business consulting services, what they can expect to get out of it, and the breakdown of what my philosophy is, and all that good sort of stuff, and answer all the questions that they may have about how to select the right business coach. send them to that page. And then periodically, just like, with our ads, where we're optimizing our ads, we need to be doing the same thing with our landing pages. We need to go through and say, hey, does the contact form need to be moved around on the page to get more people to sign up? Or is our phone number prominent enough? Do we need to remove the main navigation from our landing page to keep people on that page so that they don't go somewhere else, in the website? So there's, once we start pulling in that data, from our ad clicks, now we've got to go back and look at and run reports and analyze all that data to figure out what we need to do to make everything run better.
Woo, that's a lot, man. I know I'm sitting here saying to myself, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of work. So now I know that you guys help people with these type of services because you help me. And it's so crazy because I'm sitting here thinking, ooh, and here I go again. But if someone wants to come and work with you, what do they need to, let me say this, a startup, because I'm working with startups. I know they need the service. I'm going to help them get the business launched. Now, somebody has to help them grow, and they're startups. They don't have a ton of money. What kind of budget should they set if they want to work with you? And I guess that kind of depends on what services they want too, because I'm kind of thinking local SEO first, and I'm thinking paid ad seconds, and I'm thinking, because now we're trying to scale, and they need to have a product at the end of everything so they can actually scale. But if they want to come and work with you, I know what I pay, but I don't know what you would charge a startup coming out the gate. They're just getting started. They don't really know a lot about SEO and all this stuff. They just know that I got a business, got a website. What's next? Yeah. What do they need to work with you in your company?
So in terms of engaging us to manage and optimize or set up and manage an ads account, the first thing we want to do is really understand who their audience is. And everybody, I think, is passionate about the products and the services that they offer. And as entrepreneurs, we think everybody can use my thing.
Right.
But
right.
We really have to we really have to understand exactly who we're going after. So making sure that we have a very clearly defined ideal buying persona helps with that. Who are we going after? And an ideal buyer persona is going to include so much more than you probably ever really thought about your customer, the person who comes in and exchanges goods and services for money. A good ideal buyer persona should include everything from what they do in their free time, what type of car they drive, what size house they live in, are they married or not, just every single thing that you can think of to define and describe these people who want to buy from us. And that helps us out a lot.
Now let me ask you this, because this is I'm sorry, I just got to ask you this while it's fresh in my mind. This has always confused me, right? And I've heard it said plenty of times. You need to know where they shop at. You need to know what foods they eat. You need to know what school. How do you know this stuff? Like, if I say, okay, I'm a small business consultant. I help new entrepreneurs launch their business, right? Now, the only thing I could probably think of, well, I know they go into Barnes & Noble, and I know they read Entrepreneur Magazine. That's about all I can tell you. Like, I don't know where they shop at. I don't know what school. I don't know any of that. So how do you find out that type of stuff? Like, do I base it on me? Do I base it? How do I know that? Because, how much money they probably make, what area, like what kind of house. How do you know that? And I've always been so confused about when that's on a questionnaire, they say, okay, well, what do they drive and where do they live? And the only thing I can tell you about my particular audience is they go to Barnes & Noble and they read Entrepreneur Magazine. That is it. How do you find that information?
So a lot of that you can get through surveying. Take everybody if you have an email list, or if people are coming into your store, have them a little 5-question survey at checkout, that they can fill out really quick and collect data that way. Or there's other services out there that you can use to to find all types of information about different segments of population. Like there's one really great tool, Reference USA. You can find all types of groupings of customers and businesses and everything else based on all types of identifiers, whether that's income or I doubt they'll have information like what type of car they drive, but they do a lot of the surveying work for you, I guess, at some point. But as just a shameless plug here, a really, really great resource that will help with a lot of that type of research would be the Small Business Development Center, which is a part of the University System of Georgia. They actually have an office just down the road in Lawrenceville.
Yeah, Seaver Road.
Great team of people there to get you started on the right track to figure out who your ideal client is, and whether or not you're in the right location or doing the right type of marketing. They are a tremendous resource for business owners, and a lot of their services are actually free. They do have some paid classes that people can go and sign up for, both online, and I'm not sure if they've started doing the in-person classes yet again or not, but just a completely just excellent resource that all business owners should take advantage of.
It's so funny because I work with a bunch of different people, but what I found is that there's this group of women that gravitate me in a certain age range, and they're all in that one age range. And I didn't go out and market for them. They kind of just found me, and they just stick like glue once they find me. Like, it's like, they come to me for every single thing, to the point where I was like, I don't do that anymore. But they found me, so I know that that's my age range, right? They all drive something different. So, one drive a Nissan, one drive a Infiniti, one drive a Acura, one drive an Expedition. It's crazy. So they all drive something different, but they're all in the same age group. So I know that that's part of my avatar, like that age group, right? I get that part because I'm like, okay, they're all literally in the same age group. And they all are very not tech savvy, right? But have great ideas. So I kind of know that about them. So when I listen to you talk, I feel like that's the group I need to be talking to. But then it goes to the point, okay, well, if that's the group I need to be talking to, what am I saying to them? So I realize that as an entrepreneur, you guys, you have to do a lot of work. And when I first started out, the only thing I knew is that I had a big idea. That's all I knew. But I did the work. And I brought the idea to fruition, but we didn't have people like Chris back then. Wasn't no SEO, wasn't no avatar. The internet was just kicking off. I had to do it the hard way. I had to go knock on doors and spend a year on Wall Street, because that's what I did. I spent a year on Wall Street talking to investors, telling me no. And so, but now we got all this information right at our fingertips, and you would think that it would be a lot easier for us, and it could be if we just knew where to go. So Chris is giving us great information about some starting points, and so I can help you start, right? But my expertise probably stop right around creative marketing. Then you get into the pay and SEO, which is where Chris come in, and I don't do that. That's why I hired him to do it for me. So, so Chris, oh my God, we're out of time. It's like 11:12. How can people listen? We're gonna do this again. Chris and I, he had some things going on. He couldn't be here last month, but we're gonna come back again the first Tuesday of every month. We're gonna talk tech, and he's gonna come back and share more information with you about how to listen. We're gonna get you there. And if I can't get you there on the show, listen, just reach out to Chris. And how can they do that, Chris? How can they reach out to you?
Absolutely. You can reach me directly at chris@theconversionmill.com. If you like to email, if you're more of a phone call person, by all means, give me a call at 770-322-4975. And you can always check out everything that we're about online at theconversionmill.com.
And he's going to help you convert that traffic into dollars. That's what I'm waiting for. And it's so crazy. I got a whole nother conversation. We're going to hold on to the next one, because by that time I'll be done moved and got myself straight where I'm ready to talk about the next thing. the next thing that's personal to me. So thank you so much for being here with me today on Tuesday, Talk Tech Tuesday. I will talk to you again real soon. All right, guys, I'm going to go to my last song, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to shut it out for the day and give you a word of inspiration for the day. So stay tuned. Thanks, Chris. Have a good one.
All right, you too. It's always a pleasure.
All right, thanks. All right, stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back after this song. We're going to go to the song. I'm going to play the music for you. one of my favorite songs. I love that song, and it's so crazy because I picked it this morning, not really thinking about, I was like, okay, I'm just going to pick. This is how I pick my songs every morning. It's kind of like what the universe is telling me to play, not really based on anything except for a feeling, right? And so I I woke up this morning. I was a little bit more rested than I was yesterday, because yesterday I was tired. I just wanted to sleep all day long. But today I was a little bit better, and so I woke up with just some things in my mind, and trying to figure out what my calling was, because, like I told you guys, I love doing this show, and I won't stop doing Good Morning Gwinnett till somebody offer me $5 million, and then I'm gonna hand the baton over to the next person to take it where I can't take it. So you out there, you think you can do a better job than me and make it better, $5 million is yours. All right. But anyway, let me tell you my quote for today, and this is a good quote, and it kind of fits right into where I am in my thought process. So it says, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself." Oh, let me say that one more time. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. Rumi said that, and man, was Rumi right. Let me tell you something. I have been an entrepreneur for so very long, right? Running from some of the things that I should be like embracing. I've been running for a long time from a lot of different things. And so I realized just yesterday, and I felt, well, day before yesterday, and then I felt like yesterday was confirmed, and then Chris came on and confirmed it again. So it's like all these confirmations, and I asked for signs. I asked for wonders, I asked for, like, give me a hint, I asked for these things, and the universe said, here's your sign, here's your hint, here's your answer. And I realized I have to be okay with changing myself. I can't help anybody change anything until I'm okay with changing myself, and I'm okay with that. And I've been okay with that for a long time. But I just have to make the changes, because being okay with it and taking the necessary actions to make the change is a different story. I'm okay with making a change, and I'm in the process of taking action to make the change. And so when it comes to my business, one thing that I talk about a lot is business, right? And I have been kind of shying away from coaching and not consulting, because I consult all the time. But coaching, I just kind of been kind of shying, not really embracing it for a very long time. And I know I'll be a good coach. And I started the Butterfly Squad, and it was supposed to be coaching, and it was a clever name and all that kind of stuff. But I really didn't do anything with it, right? And I couldn't figure out why. And it was a couple different reasons. I figured it out, but I just kind of still didn't do anything. And then something said to me, don't spend a whole lot of time on some of the things you're working on, because they don't matter. And I was like, really? You know what I'm saying to myself? I'm looking at the sky like this, like, really? Like, really? It doesn't really matter that much? And I had to think about that for a second. So I spent all day Sunday just kind of thinking, after I came from doing my acting debut, I spent the rest of the day just kind of thinking about what I had heard. And I was like, okay, so what is it I'm supposed to be doing? What is that thing that I'm supposed to spend, 90% of my time doing? What is that thing? And I deep down inside, I knew what it was. But then yesterday was confirmation, and today was confirmation too. So I will be coaching. I've been running from coaching. Listen, I've been running from coaching for a very long time. And I would tell people I don't like to coach. And I've been running from it. But I realize that there are people out there who really need my help and turn their big ideas into businesses. And God did not bless me with all his wisdom for me to sit on it. It's like the man with all the talents, right? You just sat on them. And I know that I share a lot on the show. I know that I bring great people on the show, but I feel like I have to give more. In order for me to give more, I have to change myself in the way I think about the things that I do. And I get that. So once I get finished making my move, which is this month, I will be launching my coaching program. And I'll tell you more about that in some upcoming episodes. But I'm okay with that. And anybody that like really know me, they know I've been running from being a coach. I have. And I know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I've been running for a very long time. I've been trying to figure out how to make it this and make it that and put it here and put it there. Like I was telling you before, like Chris and I had that conversation. And he said to me, what's your North Star? And I was like, well, I want to talk about business. I want to talk, but it's supposed to be more. And I was trying to fit everything into Good Morning Gwinnett, and it really doesn't really fit. Not the way it needs to fit. And I know that in my spirit, I know that it doesn't fit the way it needs to fit. It fits because I'm empowering people who come to Good Morning Gwinnett website and they get a chance to see and hear and all this good stuff. But I'm charged with doing more. God has charged me with doing more and helping people build their dreams. And so specifically women. And I don't know why it has just pretty much been women, but it has been women my entire career. And I have just been, pushing back like, I don't want to coach. And have not really been coaching, but been coaching. Right? I've been helping women all along. But I didn't call it coaching. It was consulting. It was like you were part of the school. It was, all these different titles. And I've been coaching. But I am embracing the fact that I'm an entrepreneur coach. And I will be launching my entrepreneur coaching program membership. It's a membership site where I get a chance to talk. And what's crazy about that, it gives me a lot of energy. But for some reason, I was shying away from being a coach. But I am embracing the fact that I'm an entrepreneur coach as well as a podcaster. And God has given me a ton of information and wisdom to share, and I'll be doing that. So anyway, glad you stuck around and listened to me today. If you missed any episode of the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at Good Morning Gwinnett. Also, if you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, give them 5 stars. I love and appreciate you to life for that. Listen, you stay safe out there. Keep your mask on. Download the apps from the App Store and all that good stuff. But keep your mask on. Love on your family. Spend time with them and tell them how much you care about them. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. Until next time, you guys. Until next time. You know what it is. Make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.